Okay, guys, this is part of those short videos that I tend to make and post them, just like random thoughts. So they are planning, or they were trying to get the VAT to 17% and stuff, and people are just angry. Others don't know why they're angry. Others are just joining in the anger and stuff. But it's a terrible news for the final consumer, because what happens with VAT is basically value added. So they'll be saying, instance, from wheat, you move wheat and you put it into flour, which means you have now added more value to it. So because that wheat has been added and it has been changed to flour, there is like at the moment there's a 15% charge. So a 15% charge which is going to be added on top, because we are saying there's value which has been added to that wheat. You take that wheat, you make a cake. I want to avoid bread, because someone will come to me and say, hey, bread is zero rated, whatever. I don't want to have that yet. You take that flour, you make a cake. So meaning you have added value to that cake, right? So you have added value to that cake. So meaning you now have to, on your price as the baker in your bakery, you have to add 15%. So let's say your cake was gonna go for 100, you have to add, what's 15%? 15%, 15 rand, it'll be 115. Yeah, you have to add 115. When at the baker, when you sell the cake to the person who's gonna be buying the cake, they're gonna buy the cake from you for 150. You're gonna keep your 100, and you have to now pay the 15. You have to now pay the 15 over to SARS. So what then happens when there is now an increase? It means the cake that was gonna cost you 115 is gonna cost you 117 from what they were saying. It was gonna cost you 117. And because it's now 117, it means you, the final consumer, have to now pop the extra 2 rand. So it's going to be a bit of a mess if government does go ahead with it. It's going to be a mess, because VAT is paid by the person who consumes. So if you see yourself, you have anything that says VAT and you are eating it, it means you're the one who's gonna pay. So yeah, it's tough times ahead, and try as much as you can to save a little, because it's gonna be bad. 1% I'll change from 14 to 15 was terrible. A jump from 15 to 16. I made an example with the 100 rand, but imagine if your grocery is going to be 10,000. It means, and you're going to be buying things which are worth, what is it? Yeah, things which are worth 10,000. You might be looking at adding 17% on top. That's like an extra 1,7, if I'm not mistaken. 1,7, 2,000. But it's an extra from where? Some companies are not giving people increases. You have to go with your savings. That's if you even have savings, for that matter. So are you going to then spend less? Because yeah, the cost of things is going to be very, very much expensive. But I'm just hoping and crossing fingers that they do change their minds. If they don't change their minds, yeah, find yourself doing something. That's the best I can advise.